This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. this is admittedly something a little different for me. So the idea with this video is it was born because essentially I plugged in the Rickenbacker guitar that I was borrowing last week, and then thought, okay, I was just listening to the sound of that guitar DI just straight into my audio interface, and then I picked up the Epiphone Casino. I played that straight in, and I was like, okay, that's different. And I kind of went through the process of picking up a bunch of guitars. I'm going to do another video on this, and just noticed that this was a thing that I'd never really done before, just listening to literally the voice of the guitar as it comes via electric into the audio interface. And I decided, okay, and I was kind of thinking, like, I just want to kind of play around and do a little bit of a loop, just to hear a Les Paul in a way that I don't normally play it. And that was just guitar into a ditto looper, into my audio interface, and then on the actual track itself, 2 plugins, one like an LA2 compressor, and 2 a Hall reverb. So about as bare bones as I ever play, for sure. And then I thought, okay, that was an interesting experience. What if I did the same thing with an ES335? You know, none of this was at all planned. And I kind of thought, let's just see what comes out of the guitar. Again, if I do exactly the same thing, that guitar, the same 2 plugins, a ditto looper, and, you know, another thing happened. And then I thought, well, I'm quite enjoying this. And so what if I did the same thing with a Stratocaster and a Capo, and the same 2 plugins and a ditto looper? Now, when it happened with the Strat, each time I went to press the ditto looper, it didn't work, and so I kind of eventually bent down and shifted something around, and then it did work, so I was able to do it in that way. And I kind of thought, well, that's a different way for me to play guitar than usual, way less production than usual, totally improvised, no effects really, you know, just a bit of compression and reverb, and a looper. And I thought maybe, I don't know, there was something in that for me. It felt kind of creative, it felt kind of exposed, and it also felt kind of like I did something different for once, and I was kind of enjoying the way that felt. So I kind of thought I'll release that up on Bandcamp in case anyone liked the sound of any of that sort of stuff. Kind of not second guess any of it. And the name of that little EP, that collection of 3 improvised pieces with 3 different guitars, no planning and no idea what was happening, and kind of just seeing what music came out while they were sleeping by candlelight next door. It's cold in this room. You can probably see my breath. So, I mean, partly that might have been what influenced me to play something more chilled than usual. I don't know if any of you guys are going to enjoy that, but in case you did, yeah, jump up onto Bandcamp, and, you know, if this is the sort of thing you want me to try and do, I think people have asked me to do some kind of recorded stuff and, you know, improvised stuff, whatever it is you think that I should be doing as a musician. This is kind of just a little piece of something that happened tonight that felt kind of true and felt like it might be, I don't know, something that someone else out there might get something out of, maybe, in case you're into this sort of thing, which is very different for me, and probably is only going to happen one time, but I thought that's kind of the cool thing about having things recorded, right? So yeah, that's that. 3 little pieces of improvised music with 3 different guitars, with as minimal effects as I've ever used, just plugged straight in DI, with a ditto looper, a compressor, and a bit of Hall reverb, and that's kind of what happened. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed that at all, and thank you for your support with the If You Stay release. I've got some other stuff which is obviously way more prepared than this, and people have been asking, you know, could I release some of the music that I use as my introductions, so I'm going to kind of try and figure out how that could be part of like a workflow for me that does mean that I put some more effort into the releasing element of stuff, just for the people that do enjoy that, and again, don't feel obliged to pay anything for this stuff if you don't find it has value. 0 is fine. That's why I make it so it is available for free. But if you do find some value in it, then you're free to support or not. Right, I'm going to bed. Cheers.